think as as the helper types, y'all who are out there who are like always helping people, I think it's especially easy for us to feel resentment because it's like, why are you not acknowledging how amazing I'm being to you? And then I would like to receive that in return, or at least for you to acknowledge it. Even when it's stuff people may not have asked for. I agree, like resentments towards other people is not healthy. And I think it's also a reflection then of like, was I really then doing that out of love, like fully and like selflessly? Or was I doing that in hopes of something in return? Which is then another like, that's not a boundary thing, I think always. Sometimes it's even like looking at your expectations and communicating to yourself and to others. And then kind of deciding like, should I continue doing these things if I have these random expectations that aren't going to get met from them? I'm trying to fulfill a desire or a need.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why, at least for me, that's why I feel resentment.
Well, again, resentment is not. It's just a warning sign to say, hey, there's something wrong here.
You're off balance.
You're out of balance.
Yeah.
And it's data, like you were saying. I agree, like emotions are data. And, it's when you're in these types of situations, it's good to pay attention to the data. Don't ignore the data because you feel uncomfortable. Yes, we do ignore the data because we get uncomfortable and we don't. But
or because you're afraid. For me, it's fear.
Yes.
Because I don't want to lose. Sometimes it's like I'm in a relationship. I don't want to lose the relationship. And I'm afraid that if I speak my truth into that relationship, it won't be received. And I would rather not speak the truth and keep it.
That doesn't make any sense.
What do you mean it doesn't make sense?
That doesn't.
Do y'all relate to what I'm saying?
No, there's a difference between relating to something and it making sense.
It does make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense
it's
because...
It's not right, but it does make sense.
Okay, I can understand you not wanting to lose the relationship, but here's the thing, like 9 times out of 10, you're not going to lose the relationship. The 10th one is the one you shouldn't be in if the person's going to act that way anyway. So it's actually healthy for you if you do speak your piece and if someone shuts it down, that person's not going to change. You don't need to be in that relationship. So it's actually, the problem is not with the person. The problem is with you because you lack value in yourself.
Yes, which gets back to the self-love. That's a really harsh way of saying it.
No, it's
but
not.
Yes. I agree. I mean, that's so sad sound. But I mean, it's true. I mean,
what's more sad if you staying, in a relationship that where the person just keeps walking all over?
Okay, look. I also think this is a gender thing. I don't know, women. Back me up against Sharif.
Oh, against me?
I'm kidding.
There's my life right there.
I think that, I don't know if men have this or not, but I would wager they don't. I wonder if for like women, it's harder. This is just my guessing.
I'm understanding, and I apologize.
I think for women, it's harder to assert, because like, at least for me, it's like, I feel like the way that I was trained up, like, especially if it's a man that I'm in the friendship or relationship with, and you're like, oh, okay, like, you're just not, if the problem is you, yes. And, but I think there's so much underneath that, like, that comes with, like, just gender, sometimes power dynamics in a relationship, and I think also just, like, wanting to be, like, loved, but love is not the right word. Like, wanting to be, like, cherished, I think all is the word.
You don't think I want to be cherished and loved?
I'm not saying that, but I think, like, it comes
across differently?
I feel like men, well, there's this whole book called Love and Respect, which I actually really don't like. But if you read it and you like it, I'm sorry. But so the premise of the book is that men want to be respected and women want to be loved. I don't agree with that. I feel like everybody wants to be loved.
Everybody wants both. Men, everybody wants both.
I feel like for men, that love expresses like feels like respect.
That doesn't even make any sense.
You don't think so?
No.
Listen, and I want to be respected too, but I'm more so.
Listen. Here's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that book. So does it mean that women want love, but you don't want respect?
No.
And that men don't want love really, but they want respect?
No.
That is the world that we live in.
That's not what it's saying.
Okay. Because I didn't read the book, but daggone.
That is not what the book is saying. But the book is saying that I think like to men, respect translates as love. And I think it's saying that, and that speaks to like the whole, like the need, I don't know, the need that men have. I don't know how to phrase it. Whereas like with women, because I think about even with my dad, like and I don't like to admit this because like I said, I'm a hopeless romantic in recovery, like I'm not that anymore. But I think that idea of like, I want to be like beautiful in terms of like, that's why I said, what word did I use? Cherished, captivating, like I want to be like pursued. And I know this sounds sappy, and some of y'all women might be like,
"It doesn't sound sappy. That's what God created it before."
But I don't hear men running around being like, "Pursue me." Like I don't do that either as a woman. But do you know what I mean? Like I think that sometimes at the core, it's like the part where we have these lies. It's like I'm not good enough, and I think for women sometimes that translates differently than men, where it's like I'm not good enough to be respected. And I think everybody has elements of this, of both. Mm. But I just think maybe in men and women, like it's expressed differently. Maybe I don't agree, but that.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, and it is set up that love takes a form differently. As a man, I've been in a lot of relationships where I've been so horribly disrespected. Because of my gender, and I wasn't smart. I was just all this stuff. So respect is important to me. But as a man, there are a lot of things that are important to me in a relationship, and respect is a major part of it. But being cherished and being cared for, like caring for my heart, yes, I am an emotional man. But I also think that I believe in my heart that all men are emotional, but our society has beat that down so far and so much that men don't even know how to get together and express their feelings of how they feel. You can't take feeling and emotions away. That is in men. That is Amen. Who we are. Yeah. We are emotional beings. We hurt, we feel, we're sensitive. So all the machismo and the I'm man and I'm not insensitive. No, see that is the wrong thing to say, man.
I know.
That is the wrong thing to say, because as this person here says, emotions are data. That lets you know what's going on with you so that you can live healthy lives and survive.
But you have to know how to like read the data and what to do with it. I actually feel like I don't know. I feel like men are more emotional than women.
Isn't that the funny thing? I think that we're equally emotional. I think that we are equally emotional on different levels. On how a woman is emotional, and I think it has to be that way because of how we are paired as beings, and then to be able to come together and fit together like a puzzle. There's things that you need from me as a man, and there's things that I need from you as a woman, and when you bring those two things together, that's why it's a power unit as one. I mean, God knew exactly what he was doing, but it just seems like the world today is just so separate because men have acted like jacklegs, but women definitely...
like what?
You never heard jacklegs?
What does that mean?
Like men have been idiots.
Okay, thank you.
Translation. Idiots. Men have been idiots, and just the whole mindset of this world and this outlook upon the view of women in this world is just, whether it's in the world or whether it's in the Christian community, it's just been horrible. But at the same time, women Men didn't create you. God created you. So you were already powerful. In Genesis, it says, let's create them in our image, both male and female. It doesn't say both male and then the female's a carbon copy. That's not what it says. The female's a lesser person. Both are powerful, so women can't walk around being victims all the time. And men can't walk around being idiots and victims as well. So it's like this thing where it's a lack of identity, everybody. I think it's a lack of identity. That's what God showed me. I had a big chip on my shoulder, but God said, you're allowing the world to define who you are. You're allowing friends and relationships and this world to define who you are when I am your creator, and this is who I say you are outside of everything. And once I started walking down that road, yeah, it hurts. Yes, I'm single. Yes, I feel like I don't measure up. Yes, the industry says I'm too old and people say this and that. But at the end of the day, that hurts me. But I don't stand on that. I stand on the rock of what God defines as me, as a man. And that's why I could write songs like Beautiful. Mm-hmm. And that's why I can hold on to and live in my vulnerability and being emotional. But step to me, because you know what I'm saying. Like, don't think that I'm a sappy man, because no, but I think I'm a man more aware.
He's a little sappy.
I am very sappy. You can find me crying on a romantic movie. I'll tear it up.
Definitely sappy.
I'll tear it up.
But I have also seen him mad, so I agree with you. Like, so don't make it.
But listen, for everybody out there, my anger is a justice anger. So if I see like Tiana has told me some situations where like she was just like disrespected, and that made me very angry, and I just really explode. Like, if a female is getting disrespected or just injustice in the world, children getting hurt, like that kind of thing, really, 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 like if I'm out with my friends and somebody's trying to harm my friends, I get. Yeah, so it's a very justice-like protection type thing. So Anyway, friendships, boundaries. I love this conversation because these are things that are so key.
This was so good.
Yes.
Like, this was a really good conversation. I feel like I learned something tonight.
Yes.
And also I just feel encouraged. So
I do. Me too.
Hopefully y'all do too.
Yes.
But we're just gonna have these conversations, learn from each other, encourage each other. Again, we call this Love Speak Revolution. So
yes.
A lot of our topics are around love, with this idea being that what the world really needs is like people who know how to love in healthy ways, like love themselves, and then out of that love others, because like we need each other, like especially now.
Yeah.
As a community, we need each other, but we need each other to be healthy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we're doing this. Also, if you haven't checked out Sharif's single that he kept referencing, Beautiful. Here, I'll type his website in the chat, and you can check out his website.
Check it out.
The song, you can find the song there, Beautiful. There's also a song, Show Me, which is about like vulnerability in love relationships. So you should check that out. And also, if this was meaningful or encouraging to you, we would ask that you would share this on your Facebook page,
please,
so that your friends and others can see, because we're just kind of in this because we think truths need to be heard.
Yeah.
So if anything here was a truth to you and you think other people need to hear it, then we would appreciate it if you would share this on your page. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
So I think that is it for us for tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, everybody, you matter. You're amazing. And love wins.
Love always wins.
It always wins.
Thanks, you guys. So this is Sharif Iman.
And this is Tiana Cage.
And hopefully we'll see you next Wednesday. Woo-hoo. Bye, everybody.
Bye.